If you're a video editor, should you also be a content creator? Maybe. There are a lot of benefits to it, but it's also quite the commitment. I'll share my experiences with it, as well as talk about some of the biggest pros and cons to help you decide whether or not it's the right choice for you. Content creation is what led me to becoming a video editor. You see, it all began with a very talented and studious older sister who was working her way through an MFA. For part of the program, she did a creative writing workshop at her local library, and she invited me to come and observe. While observing, I helped with time management and addressing the students. It turned into us teaching the classes together for 3 years. It was a great and fun experience, but then COVID came and that was the end of that. After some consideration, we decided to take the lessons online in the form of a YouTube channel. The thing is, neither of us really knew how to edit videos. I had a very small amount of experience from making fan music videos back in Windows Movie Maker, and yes, I'm that old. So we divided to conquer. My sister focused on script writing as the writing expert, and I learned video editing as the tech-savvy nerd. I exclusively worked on our content, and eventually some of my own, for several years, never thinking to offer it up to someone else. I'm very happy that I spent my first few years just doing it for personal content. There's a lot less pressure on you to get things perfect when you're not getting paid. You have more leeway to experiment and be creative. You can be more flexible with timelines on getting projects done. The other benefit that should not go understated is that you learn about content. Researching it, scripting it, recording it, editing it, everything. It's a lot easier to work with content creators if you are one. You can empathize with their struggles, share what you've learned on your own creator journey. You can take everything that you've experienced as a content creator and share it. But there's one more benefit, and it's a rather big one. By being a content creator, you are organically building your video editing portfolio. Considering how tough it can be to get one started, that's quite the selling point. You've already done the work to show you know how to edit. And if you need more samples, you can grab from your own recordings. That was a lot of positivity regarding content creation, but now it's time to acknowledge the not so great bits. As a video editor, you work with a partially complete project, usually. You're given audio, video, sometimes images, sometimes a marked up script, a framework of some sort to build on. As a content creator, the whole project is on you, from the brainstorming of an idea to the posting on the platform. Unless you have a team, you are responsible for everything. You have to build up the skills for each individual part of the process, and there may be some parts you're not so good at. You don't need to be a scriptwriter or graphic designer to be a video editor, but you do to be a solo content creator. However, you could say this is split between a pro and a con, as the other skills you develop in content creation can be pretty useful in video editing too. Closely related to that is that content creation is a time sink. You can easily spend 10 to 20 hours per week on it, sometimes more. If you're not researching your next topic, you're writing a script, making a thumbnail, recording some screen captures, editing some B-roll, or you get the idea. If you want some good material for showing off your video editing skills, you can't half-ass it on these parts either. And finally, there's burnout. You could set yourself up to be burnt out on video editing before you even truly get started. If you're spending a bunch of time editing your own stuff, will you have the motivation to edit your client's stuff too? Or will you get overwhelmed with how much editing you're doing? This is really a question for any creative pursuit. If you play and record music for fun, will you become burnt out if you join a band? If you write books to share on Wattpad, will you become burnt out when you get hired to write for a blog? There's always a risk of that, and you can't really know for sure until you try. So what do you think? Are you considering becoming a content creator? And of course, that wasn't an exhaustive list. So if you can think of other pros and cons, put them in the comments.